Hello, friend, welcome. In this video, I'm going to cover 5 ways newbies can find money to start their assisted living and group home in Florida. Most of my clients have used these strategies to help them open their thriving assisted living and group home in Florida. And today, as an ALF consultant who helped busy professionals convert buildings into thriving assisted living businesses throughout the state of Florida, I thought I would bring them to you because I'm pretty sure they're going to help you. Number one, raise money from family and friends. People who trust you are more likely to see your vision and are more likely to want to support you and are more likely to take the offer of making a return out of helping you. So start with your family, your friends, and of course, it also help you to do the right thing too, because you wouldn't want to be irresponsible with your mom and dad's money, with your uncle's money, with your sister's money and your cousin's money, because we're family. We want to protect each other. And also, your family also know you as an individual, and they will know whether or not they can trust you with their money. And if they can't trust you with their money, you really should not be asking strangers for their money. So start raising money right there in your own family, because these people, if you are the right fit for that type of business, they will know, and they will be more than happy if they have the money to help you. Of course, they invest, they get a rate of return on their investments. And of course, you have to get your agreements completed to make sure that everything is in writing. Even as family members, we want to make sure we do things correctly. And in your agreement, you can work with a lawyer to help you structure it. We do have some we can recommend you to if you're interested, if it's something that you want to look into. Send us an email and we're more than happy to send you that resource. But at a minimum, you want to structure an agreement that states the terms of the investment, what's the rate of return, and when they will get that money back. And also some terms for worst case scenarios, what needs to happen. Send us an email. We're more than happy to refer you to a lawyer that can really help you with this. I like to stay in my lane. Number two, a joint venture. So a joint venture, you may not have enough money to pay for everything at first, but you may be able to find someone who can split the profit and split the business responsibilities with you, and then you enter into a joint venture. There are different terms. I've seen people choose to do sweat equity. You find a joint venture partner that can give the money to do whatever initial investment that needs to be done. For example, fire alarm, fire sprinkler, generator, reserve gas system, ADA compliancy, licensing, consulting fees. And that joint venture partner bring you the money and you do the sweat equity, meaning you work in the business and you come up with your percentage of what both of you see fit. Find a lawyer to structure that agreement, and that's one way people can get started. Of course, when you do a joint venture, you want to have everything in writing and you want to be clear about who's doing what. Oftentimes, where I see people have problems is both of them don't really understand what the business is and what it requires. And so the agreements are not really realistic. So having a mentor or coach can help you tremendously with this. Number three, a change of ownership turned into a partnership. I know I said it, I'll explain. We know that a lot of people that have been in the business for a while are just tired. They're ready to retire, they're ready to enjoy life, and they want to partner with someone else. So what they would do is they would do a change of ownership, meaning a new person will take over the business, but then they would establish a percentage amount that the person who basically just exited the business will get every month from the person who just took over the business. In essence, you're taking over the assisted living or the group home. You're coming to do the sweat equity, but you didn't have to come up with any upfront costs or upfront investment because the business was already established. And now you're working with that person who just exited the business and they became your partner. So a change of ownership typically happens when a new owner purchased an existing assisted living that is licensed, whether there are clients in the business or not. But in this case, you didn't have to purchase the business. You pretty much took over the business, and now you have a partnership with the person who used to own the business, and now you can establish an agreement as to how much they'll be making, but they're not involved in the business. Now you are. Let me know if that makes sense. As a bonus, there's also another component to this, where instead of the operator having you do a change of ownership where you take over the business, they can also rent the business over to you. So many ways that you can get involved in this business. Number four, I have also seen some of my clients use a line of credit. Let's say, for example, they have other properties. They will pull money out of their existing property to pay for the startup cost of opening a new assisted living or group home. They use that money for installation, fire alarm, fire sprinkler, generator, those major installations. They've also been able to use some of that money for the proof of ability to operate. I did a video on proof of ability to operate, but it's basically money that you have to show that you have reserved money. God forbid something happened and you can't find money. You have one resident that you're able to pay for the operating expenses of running the ALF. And there's many different ways that you can show that you have proof or access to that money. And I did a video on this. You might want to take a look at it. But those are the ways that clients of mine have used lines of credit to be able to pay and get their business started. Number five is personal credit. We know that some people have a pretty good amount of money on their credit card and they're just afraid to use it. I know I've come across people that didn't know that they could use their credit card to pay for some of those things. Of course, when using credit card, you want to be responsible about it. But if you're creating a business, I believe that's also being responsible as long as you're going to do what it takes to get that business to succeed. But a lot of people are sitting on credit cards that have a whole bunch of money in it, and they're looking for money to start their ALFs. Consider that as one of the funding options to fund your startup because people have used it. And also, if you're watching this and you're like, wow, I mean, that would be a good idea, but I don't have any credit. It's just a matter of you deciding that you're going to begin to take steps to fix your credit. And of course, it's going to take longer for you. And if you need a resource on that as well, we're more than happy to refer you someone. Just send us an email and we'll send them to you. But if you know your options and you know the type of resources that you could need, you can begin to take steps and actually believe that you can do this and then begin to take the steps of implementing. I hope you found this video helpful. I have helped clients open assisted living businesses throughout the state of Florida. I have seen people do all type of strategies to come up with funding options and conferences. I always talk about, of course, at the Assisted Living Caregivers annual conferences, we always have a panel and a speaker that talks about funding options because there's always creative ways funding those startup costs in actually getting your ALF up and running. I hope you found this video helpful. If you are new here, I am Carlene Cadet Francois. I help busy professionals convert buildings into thriving assisted living and group homes throughout the state of Florida. I build communities inside of the Thriving Circle community. I meet with my members every month. I give them step-by-step guidance, and they're able to build their network and go out there and change lives. We also host conferences. We put out a whole bunch of education and hope that we can empower you to go out there, make a difference to our seniors, change your life. I want you to be okay with changing your life because when you are happy, what comes out of you is all happiness. Okay, you're able to go out there, make a huge difference for yourself, for your seniors, and for generations to come. If you found this video helpful, please consider to like, subscribe, and share it with someone that will find it valuable. Check the link in the description for a whole bunch of ways that you can work with me if you see there's a fit. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one.